So I want to get into the recap segment. And again, I'm sorry I'm speedrunning it this morning. Hello, everyone. I love you all. You're so amazing and beautiful people, and you're awesome, and I love you. But, like, also, I'm speedrunning today. And so, like, again, the protests for today are starting in an hour from now, right? So I'm going to finish this up. I want to edit the videos, upload the videos, and then get the fuck out of my goddamn motherfucking house. And it's supposed to rain today, so that's going to be fun. So just, throwing that out there. But yeah, fuck cops. I don't like cops. They're garbage. So I'm just throwing that out there. And I know a lot of people in Elizabeth City listen to my show, right? I have people come up to me, oh, you're so funny. And it's like, first of all, yes, I am so funny. Thank you for noticing. But also, it makes me cry. But again, like, I need you to understand there is no good cop. I've been protesting the government for years, right? I have cops in my family. I got all your little if, ands, or buts I have experience with, and I can tell you right now, these motherfuckers are crazy, right? I'm just letting you know, right? They are using you. You are propaganda, right? I'm telling you this. You are being used, right? It is an abusive relationship. You are being used, okay? So I want to let you know that. So yesterday was the 38th day of protesting the government after the police murder and shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. in the city of Elizabeth City. And on day 38, we decided to do a little bit of a community day. We decided to have a little march, a small demonstration, marching from public safety down to a park, and then people made food. We played games. I played my first round of cornhole. If you don't know what cornhole is, I didn't know what it was 24 hours ago, so it's all good. And I want to let you know this right on before we get into any of the other things that I have to say. I played cornhole with children, and I lost every single game. Now, the one game that I won was where I scored 0 points, and it happened to be a team game, and the other person on my team had played cornhole before. So I want to be very clear. I am a loser. I lost, right? I just want to be very upfront, and everyone needs to know I lost to children. I lost, right? And so it's not good, folks. But what is good is we decided to march from public safety. Now, again, most people were in the bus because it was hot, right? So we had about 20, 30 people. Most people were in the bus because it was hot. And then they were like, should we just drive there? And I was like, hell no, man. I'll march if it's just by myself. So I get a couple people out here. And so I like this picture where you have the flag in the wind, right? You've got you got the nice foliage in the background. You got the street. You got it's a really good picture. I like it. Also, I want to tell y'all that I have a problem with my data plan. I might not be able to upload live footage as much over the next couple days. I'm going to try to upgrade to an unlimited plan. Right, so if anyone wants to, I'm just throwing this out there. It's a retweet, right? It's an opinion of some. If anyone wants to send me money so that I can upgrade my phone plan to have unlimited data, I would appreciate that because right now I'm not in a good situation. So anyway, so we get back and there's kids playing in the park. People are making food. I didn't really, there's not much to record. And maybe I could have done more, but I was just kind of, I was in the moment. I was talking to people. Here's the press conference that I recorded earlier. And then, so we all left around 9:30. I think I got home by 10 o'clock. It was a great day. I'm going to be honest. It was a really, really, really good day. I got to meet a lot of new people. Being the only vegetarian in Elizabeth City, there weren't that many options for me to eat, but I tried my best. And, again, I played cornhole with a bunch of children, and I lost horribly. It was embarrassing, and the kids were laughing at me, in my face. Some of the kids were laughing in my face, and, I accept that to be, the current state of my life, and I'm working. I'm working really hard on improving the state of my life, but, as it stands right now, it's not great, so. But anyway, again, there's really not much to talk about. Now, I want to be very clear that, yes, I did, there's not much to talk about, but that does not mean that the action was unnecessary or not worthwhile, right? Because as I've been saying, the most important aspect, right, of community, right, is getting to know one another, right? You would have talked to me 39 days ago. Who are you? What? Okay. Who are you? I don't know who you are. I've never seen you before. Right? But you talk to me now, And right, I will die for these motherfuckers in Elizabeth City. Right, like I'm telling you this right now. Like the community solidarity aspect of doing day-to-day continuous protests is extremely valuable. Right? And so again, on day one, right, the protests were relatively radical. People did a lot of relatively radical actions, right? But also we didn't really know each other. Right? Now let's say day 69 rolls around. Right, let's say, another police department killed someone else, right? Now we all know each other. Now we can all act, and now we can, and so I'm just throwing that out there, right? And so, again, the most important aspect of daily protests is not the media, is not the photo ops, is not the chants, although I love all of that stuff, but it's getting to know your neighbor, right? Every time I walk around town now, I have people wave out of their car and say hello to me. That's weird, right? That's strange. I'm not used to that. I'm used to people fucking pulling over and thinking I'm a hooker or something, right? But now everyone knows who I am and they're like, yo, what's up? And it's great. It's a great feeling, right? And just, to feel like, you know your neighbor, right? And this is something that's a huge problem in American society and global society is people don't even know their neighbors. Imagine living next to people and you don't even know their names. That's crazy, right? That's out of control, right? And this is the exact society the police and our oppressors have been trying to construct. They've been trying to construct a society where we're all afraid of each other, where we're all scared of each other, right? And it's just horrible. And the most important aspect of community, of protesting, is motherfucking-darity. And again, if I can imprint anything on you, it's to just the chants are great, the marching is great. All of that is wonderful and amazing. But the most important aspect is, right, being out there as much as you can, knowing who else is out there, knowing your neighbor, meeting new people, making new friends, and building long-lasting relationships in the place that you live, right? And again, it's amazing. And so I just want to say I'm so proud of Elizabeth City. We're approaching day 40. Not today, but tomorrow will be day 40 of consecutive. I personally have not skipped a single day. Now, I don't know if anyone else can say that, right? I don't know if anyone else can say that. Me personally, I was here all 38 days in a row. I got my vaccine, my arm was hurting, right? I was sore, right? Still went out there. So I'm just throwing that out there. If I can do it, and you're in my similar age and physicality bracket, you can do it too, motherfucker. Unless you have a job. I mean, this is my job, so it's okay, But anyway, and so I just want to, 38 days, that's not a small feat. And I keep saying this, but can you name any other city, any other town, any other location that's had 38 days of, and I don't personally place any specific emphasis on nonviolent protesting, but 38 days of nonviolent protesting, right? And again, right-wingers still want to kill us. At this point, as of a couple days ago, I've been getting at least 200 to 300 death threats every day, right? Of people that say, I'm going to go down there and kill you. People that say, I know what you look like. If I see you in the crowd, I'm going to shoot you. I get this every single motherfucking day. And I don't care. I'm not going to hide in my little bedroom from a bunch of fucking crybabies. Come let them fuck me up. I dare you, motherfucker. Come do it. Come to the protest and see what's going to happen when you do that shit, right? It's embarrassing. You are a child. You are a loser, right? But again, what did these Trumpers and neo-Nazis ask for all of 2020? Why don't you just be peaceful? Why don't you just be nonviolent? Why do you have to break things? All right. 38 days. Not a single act of violence on the side of the protesters. And I still get hundreds of death threats every day. We still get cars driving into the crowd. We still get cops driving out of the way so cars can drive into the crowd. Right? I want you to understand. Right? This is what happens when you're nonviolent. Right? I'm not saying that as a way to deter nonviolence, because I think nonviolence has its own particular, every location and every community has their own way and a unique way of protesting the government. I think Elizabeth City right now is into the nonviolence, and I'm totally supportive of that for the time being. But I want you to understand, what have we accomplished with our nonviolent protests? Can you point to any material change for the better? right? Outside of, again, community solidarity, that's the only thing we got going. And it's a huge thing, and it's a big thing, and it's a profound thing, right? But we're not going to get any concessions from the government. We're not going to get any concessions from the mayor. We're not going to get any concessions from the sheriff's department. We're not going to get any concessions from Elizabeth City Police Department. We're not going to get any concessions from the Pasquotank County commissioners. We're not going to get any concessions from the North Carolina State Legislature. We're not going to get any concessions from the governor. We're not going to get any concessions from the Attorney General of North Carolina. We're not going to get any concessions from the president. We're not going to get anything from anybody. We are going to get nothing. I need everyone to understand. Now, that is that to say that you shouldn't fight for it? No, you should continue to fight for it, but you will not have anything to show. Now, again, you should fight for it just so people know you fought for it, and just so you can get these people on record ignoring you. That is valuable. That is an actual piece of tangible evidence that you can use to support the agenda and the movement, right? To say that, look, we did all this, we did everything, we followed all the rules, and they still fucking spit in our face, right? That is valuable. But I need you to curtail your expectations. Justice for Andrew Brown will not happen. Like, I'm just telling you this right now. This whole entire system is corrupt, right? And let's assume the best possible case scenario is that maybe the one person that killed Andrew through the back of the head, maybe that one person will go to jail for like 5 years. Maybe. That is the best case scenario, right? We're not going to get any sort of drug law reform, right, that makes it so that, oh, why are we showing up on the back of a pickup truck looking like you Al-Qaeda looking KKK motherfuckers to serve an arrest warrant for a drug dealer, right? Why is that? Why is that a thing? Why is drug use criminalized? And, like, I can understand why selling drugs, especially drugs laced with things, I can understand why that should be criminalized. Well, why is drug use criminalized? Why is that? Right? The war on drugs started, right, under the Richard Nixon administration, right? They specifically stated, and you can look this up, it is on the record. This isn't like make-believe, this isn't paraphrasing. The reason they started the war on drugs is because they wanted to, quote, lock up the blacks and the hippies. Because those were the biggest demographics that did not vote for Republicans. That's why the war on drugs started. That's why it's still here. Because and again, you go to jails. How many people go to jail because they were caught smoking a blunt on the way home? Are you fucking kidding me? So when you decriminalize drug use, you know what that does? Is it gives a lot less power to drug dealers, right? It gives a lot less incentive for drug dealers to lace their material, right? And it also provides a safe, like, ability for people to utilize drugs. And hey, maybe they can even buy them from the government, right? So that they know the purity, they know all of this and that, right? So I'm just like throwing this out there, like, as a potential policy concession. Hey, I don't know, how about we defund the police department? The Elizabeth City Police Department takes up half the budget of Elizabeth City. Half? What? Half the motherfucking budget? What about the clean water? Our water has 400 times the healthy, safe limit of chloroform in Elizabeth City. 400 times the safe limit of ingestion of chloroform is in our water. They can spend $500,000 on cops, but they can't spend $500,000 on getting a clean water system. They can spend half of our budget on policing, right? But they can't spend half the budget on clean water. They can spend half the budget on policing, but they can't fix the fucking potholes. They can spend half the budget on policing, but they can't lower our electricity prices. They can spend half the fucking budget on policing, but they can't fix all the missing stop signs, right? They can spend half the budget on policing, but they can't fix traffic lights. What? No, they can. They can. They choose not to. And we need to start directing our demands for more material policy demands. Yes, we need justice for Drew, but if the best case scenario of one of the 7 murderers gets sent to prison for a very short sentence, right, nothing else is going to happen on that. I'm telling you, and if it does, great, right, but I want to temper your expectations. But if that happens, what's there to prevent the sheriffs from doing it again to another person? What's to prevent ECPD from doing it again to another person? Right? Justice is important. But what is more important, in a way, is making sure that the same situation that happened does not happen again. Right? Unarmed black men have been getting killed over and over and over and over and over again. Derek Chauvin went to jail. Andrew Brown was murdered the day after Derek Chauvin was sentenced. Or rather, was found guilty. Right? If justice fixed the problems from ever happening again, Andrew would still be here. I would not even know the guy's name. Right? Derek Chauvin being found guilty didn't do anything to reform policing. It didn't do anything to make police a little bit more apprehensive. All it did was one cop was sacrificed so that the system could continue like business as usual. Right? So what we need is policy demands. We need them to reform. We need them to abolish. We need them to get rid of these motherfuckers. Right? Because as long as these people have power, and as long as the laws give them undue power over society, they will keep killing us, they will keep imprisoning us, and they will keep us oppressed. And you need to understand, justice is important. It's important. But it's not the only thing. Right? It's not the only thing. So I just wanted to be very clear about that. God bless Elizabeth City. This is a great movement, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And day 39, motherfuckers, happening in 45 minutes. So I got to finish this shit really quickly.